Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone's getting their little notices. We'll give it a moment to kind of initiate the live here, get started. How is everyone? Hello. Hopefully everyone's jumping on. Say hi in the comments if you are. I'd love for you to join me this evening. And let me know because I think we're recording. There we go. Hello, Trisha. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Vicki. Good evening. Hopefully everyone's having a beautiful Tuesday. As you guys are aware, I really love this specific event because it just gives us the freedom to play with the designer templates. We're going to be able to come up with a few different designer templates, and each month we focus on a few sets. And this month we're going to be focusing on Paisley Place, the border Paisley Place, along with the Harvest that just came out of the vault for a short season, and it actually is low inventory too. So if you don't have this one in your collection, don't miss this opportunity to get it out of the vault. We will be playing with Harvest, Orchard, which also came out of the Kiwi vault just for this beautiful fall season that we're about to enter. You guys know how much I love fall. And then I may throw in a few, for those of you that are club members, some designs using the adorable new sets through the Kiwi Club membership of the Cozy Colors is what it's called. So you don't get much cozier than fall, if you ask me. All right, looks like a few of you guys jumped on. So we're gonna play with a few designs, and if you are new, don't hesitate. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment. I will try my best to keep an eye on them, or anybody else in the community that might know the answer to your question can also answer it. But for the most part, hopefully a few of these ideas, we walk away with a few ideas that just spark that inspiration using these sets, and you get that itch, right? That itch to go and plan some time on your calendar for a little bit of you scrapbooking time. Okay, so excited. Typically, sometimes this event comes before the PJ play dates. This month happened to be a little bit backwards, and so I've already got a chance to play with these sets a little bit during the PJ play dates and create a few layouts, which we'll be sharing here this week with our show and tell. Talking about that, I should have gathered my last border. Typically, this one has 6 borders in it, and I just used it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I still have my scraps out. I was able to create 3 2-page layouts with my Kiwi Club kit, and I pulled out one pager, and then I still have all of the scraps left. They're still out on my table. I'll get to it. I'll clean it up, but that's for another day. So with the borders, of course, they are designed with an A and B, and I always like to remind this just in case anybody that's watching is not familiar with the A and B feature of the borders, that they are great for designing a 2-page spread. And so that's really what we're going to do, is just design those here really fast. But let's say when you get to the point of tracing and cutting, so I like to emphasize this, you would just take, say, your pattern paper or whatever you want that border to be out of, and then you trace. So I just line it up on the edge of that paper, trace down the middle, make a line, straight cut. 1 cut up the center is going to give you your 2 pieces. Actually, I still have this, hold on, give me a moment, this layout over here that I haven't quite put together yet, but we'll get a good example of that AB. So here, I have not adhered it yet because I was waiting for my modeling paste to dry when I used the adorable acorn from the Kiwi Club kit. So that was really, really fun. But for the most part, you can see here, this is the AB, and you would take that and then put that on the other side. So you get a nice balance of your patterns in the use of the borders as a pair. Okay. Yes, so we'll put that away. I gotta adhere that still, and I will share the finished result with all of you guys in tomorrow's event. So hopefully you're joining us in that show and tell. All right, so there is a quick refresher on the borders. So let's go ahead and try and design a layout. So we're gonna put our A over here and our B, but honestly, it's no rhyme or reason to that. We could choose to put the B over here or the A over here, however you want to do that. Top, bottom, left, right. Lots and lots of options. And also with the Kiwi Club, there is also the sketch. And so you could design something similar with utilizing the sketch and the designer templates as your springboard. So in this case, there's we're using a thinner border, but either way, a border at the bottom left and the top right. Okay. So those are, I actually created that sketch. That was a fun one. So I even love utilizing sketches from time to time to help me kind of be that springboard of designs. If you are not a Kiwi Club member yet and you are in love with this paper and these designer templates from the club that we're going to create a little bit with, if you sign up around the 20th, 21st, it's on the sign up page. This month's kit will be your first kit. So there's still time. There's still time. All right. Now, as far as once we build a frame, there's two ways you can kind of approach that after that. You can kind of start decorating the frame by adding some embellishments around, right? And so I will, again, I'm going to kind of stick to the feature sets for a moment. So I like to kind of do collective little accents, right? And you really don't need much. You could do something like that. Or let's say you want to go start adding your pictures to kind of the base of the frame that you want to kind of test out as far as a design options. Then you can go to the pictures first and then decorate around the frame that you created with the borders and your pictures at the same time. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to use my photo templates, which are so handy, and just kind of see what arrangement and sizes of photos that I can pick out here. So I'm kind of do a cross 3 here. I think that's kind of fun. Mostly it made me start thinking about, I don't know, a collective of leaves falling across your page. It kind of has that same thing. And then of course we could add a couple leaves in the mix of that if we wanted to. So now I'm going to just decorate up, say around your photos, but also maybe even decorative of your frame that you just created with your borders as well. I always love even adding a little bit if, say, around a photo. So this is where maybe Orchard's little label could be really great for a place or a date or a time or anything like that. Deborah says, I love this kit, the spotlighted templates. Deborah, I love the layout that you posted in the community. I was drooling over that. It was so fall. It was just amazing. I loved it. So again, if you love the layers, you can play with visualizing, maybe trying a different couple groupings. What I love about the harvest is the size. So that little a la carte, it can be utilized in so many ways, whether that's alone or in groupings with other sets. And this is of course just spotlighting Orchard and Harvest with some of the cozy colors designs as well. I mean, if you love pumpkins, just with these few sets, you're going to get your pumpkin patch. You can create your own little pumpkin patch right here, which is probably way cheaper. You're just going to create it out of your paper, right? So, yes. My husband David is sitting right here. That's the laugh that you heard.
Sorry, you just heard a strange male laugh in the background.
He's right next to me.
I'm just enjoying the show.
So, he is kind of funny. He's still at awesome times, so it's kind of fun to share it with them. So again, there's just so many fun options. Let's go ahead and mix it up a little bit. Still pulling on the same sets that I just talked about, and we'll create another spread, another layout spread in that. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone get stuck or maybe get to a spot in the designing phrase that you overthink it or feel like you're overthinking it? Maybe don't even think you're overthinking it, but now that I said that, you said, you know what, I definitely get to the photos phase and I overthink it, or I get to laying out my borders and I feel like I'm doing the same type of design every time. If so, let me know. Is it a back-to-back design? Is it a top-bottom design? There's actually a really good, I mentioned that, but there is a really good source in the community. It's under design tips, and it has a PDF. Boy, guys, next time I'll print this off because it's really useful. It's a PDF that has different variations of how to lay out your borders. If you haven't used that or seen that yet, go check it out. It's a really great resource for that. Okay.
Hi, Trisha. Hey, Jackie.
I wanted to point this out because Paisley Place has this fun, deep little hump here on it. And every time I see Paisley Place, which by the way is one of our most popular sets, I love it because it does give you the spacing to have still a lot of that border to, to show, but it does give you a spacing to maybe decorate on top of too. So I always love that. But especially with Orchard, this is something I really think is so fun. Seeing this little hump here, kind of how it dips down. I'm going to move it this way for a moment. I love because kind of you can follow those curves. Say with Orchard here, you could follow that curve and it's really cute. Super fun.
Insanely cute.
Yeah, it's super fun. So when we kind of suggest these monthly sets, they come with kind of a little bit of insights on why we choose them, meaning our own insights. And then they're just recommendations that we just know will be pretty good pairs as far as working together. But there's no wrong when it comes to mixing and matching the designer template sets in various different ways. That's kind of cute.
That's really cute.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I would even maybe, let's see, mini photos. Pull in some lovely mini photos. If you have lots of previous pictures of picking pumpkins or at a harvest or family pictures just during the fall or Thanksgiving, anything along those lines, or again, family pictures that you might have that just really kind of set that tone that you're looking for with these designer templates. Those are all great memories to scrapbook with these designer templates. So you could do something like that. Let's see. So that's always a good pairing as far as photos go. Whether that's like a 4x4, 4x6 underneath a border, you could do something like that. If you need to replace it, I would take one of those out and I would do maybe 2 3x4s or something like that, right? That gives you a little bit more space. If you need to add a little bit more photos, you can take that one out and you can do more 2 in that place. Those are 3.5s by 3.5s. So I really pull on the mini photo sets when you are trying to incorporate, quite a few pictures. So just on one side, say just this left page here, and we'll go ahead and finish the rest of it. But we finished we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures. But as you can see, it still has movement on the page. It still has a design element on the page to help kind of aesthetically and creatively express your creativity in those memories that you're reliving. And so you could do 4, 5, 6. I know I mention this all the time, but it's just such an added thing about the designer templates that they are so expansive as far as you can use a few pictures in your style or page that you're reflecting on, because sometimes there are events that we only take a few pictures, and then there are some events that we take a lot of pictures. So you can go from just a few pictures to 12, 13 pictures along those lines. Averagely, that's probably the most I've ever done, to be honest, 12 pictures. I've gone to 15, I think, on a 2-page spread, and still, again, had a very cohesive, not a designed for those photos, not just only photos in that. But ultimately, you want a design that spotlights your photos too. So we want that creative freedom to kind of play and to create, but then also to really spotlight those life memories that we cherish and we want to remember and we want to relive, because those things are so important as well. All right, let me see what other design we can kind of come up with really quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and move this, let's see, to the left. And since we're kind of focusing on lots of pictures right now, let's just test our theory. Another way, if you're looking for a lot of pictures, is to do a row of pictures. Whether that's like you just line an edge of your page with pictures, kind of like what I'm doing here. and then kind of tuck that on the side of a border. What would you call that? Like it's kind of like structuring, it's framing it, really.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of framing, yeah.
Solid frame for the photos, but the photos are on that outside of the frame, which is interesting.
Yeah.
In a way.
I don't know, I just had this idea about maybe you top it with like, you could do a straight row of 3x4s, but what if you did something like that? And I always like a little bit of something to kind of break up just a little bit of the so it doesn't feel so plastered, right? Like you, by adding just a little layer, it kind of breaks up that like plastered feel, feeling like it's just flat. And so of course the borders add movement instantly to your page, and then just a few layers will kind of enhance that design and take it up a level. Definitely a game changer in regards to quickly adding layers. And then of course, just to frame your pictures overall. So we could do a simple little, actually, maybe I'll do even something like that. Change out one of those photos for something like this. Maybe this is even not even a photo. It's a place for you to add a journaling box, or a little sentiment or something like that. So kind of tough. That's cute, guys. Someone's got to scrapbook that. That's fun. That's fun. That was really fun to do. Okay, so now it's just kind of filling in the rest of your page depending on the whatever you're scrapbooking. I also like to focus in on these few sets. And so for me, it really does help to have a few suggested featured sets in a given month, because it helps you kind of narrow in, build a foundation. Once you kind of start building this foundation, as you can see, I'm looking at these templates saying, well, do I want to use this? And I may try a few options, or I may say, oh, it's getting a little too busy for me, and that's okay. I'll just remove them, right? I haven't cut into anything or, made any permanent, decisions. I'm just playing with my options. And this is actually kind of fun, but if it's a little heavy for you or a little busy, then, you can say, you know what? No, I think I want to do it without, whatever that might be. Or, hey, you know what? I want to add a little layer behind the pumpkins. So you can really go wild in the layering if you want to go wild. But having just a few sets to kind of be that, I guess you can call it that challenge. I hate that word. I don't know why I challenge. It's not that I hate it, but it's more of I like focus. It just kind of builds a framework for you to create inside of. And then once you build a sense of that foundation, then you can add to it. But kind of minimizing a little bit of what you're reaching for at the front will super help to kind of kickstart you into the process. And then if you decide to pull in things from there, that's really great. And that's what's beautiful about these few featured sets. Now, these featured sets, like I mentioned, these two are unvaulted for the season. So if you don't have them in your collection, make sure to get them, especially Harvest. I think it's kind of limited on its inventory. And then who knows when it will be unvaulted again. It could be years or whatever. But and then also Kiwi Club members, you get 20% off those this month. That's your member special. So that's always nice. That's always a fun little extra treat. Gives you a little bit more to stretch in your spending, right? Have you heard of, Dave, now that I'm talking about that, or anybody that's watching? There's this new hashtag going around social. I need another small photo. That's what I'm looking for right now. Where are my photos? New hashtag called Girls Math.
Girls Math?
Yeah.
As in like mathematics?
It's girls math.
Girl math?
There's some controversy around it because the whole concept is like Starbucks did this buy one, get one free thing. And they were like, it's girls math. If I buy this and get one free, then I can buy like another one or two the next day. And it's like making this thing, and somebody will be like, well, I want to buy this purse. How do I do girls math on this purse? And she like breaks it down and she's like, well, if you use it every day for the next 365 days, and then she like
it totally justifies.
So I
It's
thought
on sale.
anyways, it just made me laugh. I was like, how many times have you heard my girls math? Well, hi. It was.
Right.
Where's my photos? I need a few more photos. This is killing me.
Uh-oh.
But here we go. Oh, that's my photo mask. I get distracted and then I think I have to finish this up. So, well, either way, I would love to. Imagining another little picture here is what I'm imagining. I thought about this, but see how that sizing, they kind of compete because they're both square. And so that's why I was imagining like maybe a 3x4 or something. It gives a little bit height back, but that's a little too big for that spacing. So that's why I was looking for another 3x4. I'd probably do something like that and still have two 3x4s here, but I don't know, guys. I need to clean up the rest of this table, but but that is overall some hopefully ideas that you can walk away with today using these sets. Again, it's Paisley Place, Border, Harvest, Orchard, and then of course Cozy Colors. If you are wanting to kind of create with these and you love them, which are really fun sets actually here. I'll just use this insert. This month come with this big assortment. We didn't even play too much with the leaf. I mean, there's so many variations. And if you really want to see lots of variations of using these sets in your design, check out the Digital Idea Book for club members on that. But it's not too late. I can be honest, fall is my favorite, and I think this kit is the best. So
she's not joking. I don't know if like this is the point for it. Did you already talk to?
I talk about fall all the time.
Did you already tell them that you've pulled all your fall stuff out already?
I told them in the Friday PJ Playdate I expect I'm going to be doing it, and I did, guys. I followed through.
She absolutely did.
I did.
It's not even officially fall yet, but it was kind of like throwing the door open wide. It's like if I put up all my fall decorations, it'll be like, okay, fall, you're welcome. Come on in.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started.
Started.
It was a good night though. Like, put up the fall decorations. We made some wassail.
We watched some wassail.
Yeah. I made a good soup that night.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
We watched a movie. What movie? Oh, we watched Dan in Real Life. Yeah, that's a good movie. It is a really good one.
But fall.
That was a good evening. Very, very calm and peaceful. And that's why I love fall. And that's what I love scrapbooking fall, because all of those feelings you bring with you when you sit down to scrapbook. So it's a win-win. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate. Let us know. And like always, keep playing to create, and we'll see you in the community. Bye now.